overcome that challenge, and then what the actual result was. So that helps us be very specific while mentioning those bullets in your resume. Can you utilize that approach to tell me any such situation if you faced one where you have had to handle a really difficult client? Can you think of an
Hmm.
instance at your end?
I'm thinking.
Sure, sure. Take your time. It's not.
I think that, gosh, I hate to just be glib about it, but I think
Yeah,
is just noticing the challenges is what is important to the customer. So figuring out what's important to them, and then the action is responding to that. So if it's being time efficient, if it's
yeah.
cost effective, just
Okay.
figuring out what's the challenges, figuring out what's important to the customer, and then reacting to that. So I with my chain account, I know what you're saying, like to give you
We can what we can do is that we can circle back to this point. You can
okay, I'm writing,
come
I wrote it down and I have to
yeah,
think about it.
yeah, sure. We can table it for now, and then come back later to this point. That's not an issue. So you also mentioned that you created and presented customized programs for independent and chain accounts. So we
Yes.
mentioned, yeah, we went over some of them, like the grab and go healthy options, and you mentioned a few others as well. Are there any other programs that you would like to mention? Some really impact worthy programs, or were the ones that you mentioned before actually the you know uh, ones that
No,
you want to highlight?
I think that what I said was good.
Okay, okay. So also that yeah. So while coordinating, you mentioned that you coordinate store events with brokers and manufacturers. So then again, what sort of are there any communication challenges that you face while
No,
coordinating said events,
no,
or no? No, that
no.
goes pretty smoothly.
Yep.
Okay,
I mean, there's
and
just there's a lot of coordination and a lot of
yeah,
confirmation and follow up. But
yeah,
if I do all that, then
yeah.
everything does work smoothly.
Smoothly, yeah. Okay, so are there any noteworthy store events, like ones that were really popular, or ones that had a really high impact, that you'd like to mention?
Um, no, there's many events, so they're all,
Yeah.
and they usually all very positive. So no, I think I said it. I think I said exactly the way that
The
I
way you want.
wanted to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sure. You also mentioned that yeah, your proficiency with Microsoft Office and proprietary selling programs. So can you elaborate on these selling programs for me, just so that we have an
Um,
idea?
so so
Yeah.
um, so UNFI has their own order entry program,
Yeah. Okay.
and Tony's has their order entry program. So
Oh.
I have to work with both of those, and so those entry those programs that
Yeah.
we utilize as sales reps, they
Yeah.
they do all kinds of things. You can find out about different how the product is selling on an average week. You can
Yeah.
look up, it has the ability. You have the ability to find out the attributes of the product, the
Yeah.
stock of the product,
Mhm.
when the product will be stocked, when it's out,
Yeah. Okay.
pricing. Is there any special pricing? So all
Yeah.
that is in your sales program. So
All right.
I had to learn not just Tony's, but I also had to be able to look up, those. So if a customer has a problem and they, you know, they're trying to purchase a product and the product isn't coming in, as a sales rep, I have to be able to answer their, you know, when is that product coming in? Why isn't it not in? Is it because of the manufacturer? Is it because of the logistics? Is it a logistic concern? You know.
Okay, yeah, sure. I get an idea. Um, okay, so um, do you work with a team at your current position? And like, what's the team size? And do you have any direct reports under you, or is that not the case?
So I have there is the my team associates are, it's by territory, so you know, by the region and where you live
Yeah.
is how it's broke up. And then
Okay.
there's usually chain accounts, so you know, grocery store chains have a rep,
Yeah.
and so it's a little bit of both. So in my team there's eight sales reps, and
Eight
we're all expected to be at so I'm considered part of the Northern California team.
Yeah.
And there's a Bay Area team, you know, a San Francisco Bay Area team, and then there's a Southern California team.
Oh,
And
okay.
we're all, so every team has to I have to, my boss is the regional sales manager, and so
Okay.
I am responding to her. And so
Okay.
there's, you know, but to have a very much interaction, no, because we all have our own responsibilities, and our responsibilities are different. My responsibilities are different than somebody who has a one chain account.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, yeah. So that's okay. But like, do you actually when a new hire comes in, are you responsible for any sort of training for that new hire, or are you not involved in that process?
No, no.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
usually, yeah, I mean, we are asked to help one another, and you know,
Yeah.
we refer to one another if a product is, and we do discuss positives. So you know, I'm expected every week to send out a recap of products that I sold and
Yeah.
amounts that I sold. And a lot of times we're exchanging information in that regard. But
Yeah.
no, there isn't any, no. We all are expected to go to training sessions
Yeah.
and for training, and we're all expected to learn independently. And
Okay.
as far as me managing somebody else or managing that is not part of my job.
Okay. 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 That brings us a little clarity in
But
that side.
I am expected on the same, though. I do go out to my stores, to my customers, and
Okay.
I'm expected to explain, you know, things to them and requirements and
Yeah.
sales tools and things like that. So I do online ordering or whatever. That's where the interfacing and training happens, and managing. It's almost like I'm managing my customers.
Okay, that's interesting. Can you like then again tell me that how that goes about? If you just like briefly mention that there are some tools or processes that you need to teach them about how to use them or how to place online orders or stuff like that. So then
Just
again,
like
like
what you said, that's
yeah,
about it. You know, just And if
Is
there's
it
new
like a
products,
regular feature? Is it like a regular feature, or yeah, like you mentioned that if does it happen seasonally if it's a new product or stuff like that? Is that the time frame that you are required to sort of manage or train them, or does that happen frequently or in regular?
yeah, it happens very frequently. I think part of selling a new item is also explaining why this item is successful, and
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. I get the gist of things in that area. All right, you mentioned that you do not really have any direct reports working under you, right? You are not managing anybody right now other than your own.
no,
Okay, so okay, that's great. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to share for this particular position, your account manager position that you currently hold?
no, I
Okay,
don't think so. No.
yeah, sure. So okay, we'll move on to the next one. Um, yeah, the independent sales representative. You served as that for a considerable number of years. Can you then again briefly share what the role was all about? What sort of clients were you working with, and what were the challenges when you initially started out?
So pretty much the same. It was an area that didn't have a sales rep, and I was this was a lot more of I
Yeah,
just received a list from the manufacturers of who uh, had interest, and I just started um,
yeah,
started from there. And I don't really. I mean, it's basically the same. Um,
stuff that you
sorry,
did. Yeah.
I'm just reading it, and it sounds like I think that it's all right there. I don't really need to expand on that too much. A
Okay.
lot of trade shows. That the difference between this is that the food industry moves 10
Yeah.
times faster than the paper industry.
Yeah.
So, this one of the reasons that I liked the food, like I love the food industry, is because it moves so much faster. And,
Yeah.
it's moving faster, the sales margin is higher, product is moving, so
It's
more
more.
opportunity to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can you basically mention that you have a history of meeting and exceeding sales goals as independent sales representative as well. But can you share some numbers for us, the way you did for the account manager position, so that we have actually a tangible,
Okay,
amount mentioned?
I'll follow up with that, and I'll give you those numbers.
Okay, okay, perfect. So I'll highlight this, and we can go over that once you share the numbers with us. And then again, what were your strategies for basically exceeding sales goals in this paper and gift company industry? What sort of were the strategies a little bit different, or were you following the basic same principles that you are doing right now?
Same principles.
Okay.
And also with I really was looking. It's a little bit different in that I was with the clientele that I had.
Yeah.
I was also trying to find the best industry lines that would work best for them. So I was interviewing. Um, I don't know. It was such a long time ago. I don't really even. I think it's good the way that it's stated.
Okay, okay. So you also mentioned that you were consistently ranked as a top 20 national sales representative. So